Hey guys, it's been a super long time since I've filmed, and I thought like maybe I do like an update video. I just realized that I never did an update video during Ramadan. Like, I started a video for Ramadan, but I realized that I never actually finished it, so I think I'm gonna add this to the end of that video. But Ramadan was a little hard this year, but then when it was over, it kind of felt like it went by really quickly for some odd reason. But I spent like maybe the last week of Ramadan basically living in my car. Like, I don't know if anybody knows, but I gave up my apartment. Well, you should know if you watch my videos, but I gave up my apartment on May 27th, and I started looking for a roommate situation a few weeks before I moved out. But I didn't find like the right situation for me. I wasn't comfortable with it, with like any of the things that I found. And so I decided that I was just gonna stay in my car for the time being. So I moved out on May 27th, and I got an Airbnb from May 27th until June 1st. And then I realized like for 4 days, I was paying like $200 for an Airbnb. And so I was like, well, you know, Airbnbs are typically cheaper than a hotel room. So a hotel room is not going to be much of a difference in price. And I didn't know how soon I was going to find a roommate situation. And so I just decided, you know what, I'm going to live in my car. So I started asking advice of some of my coworkers, some of my Caucasian coworkers that like, you know, the van lifestyle, basically. Van life is when people typically take a van and convert it into like a small living space. And some of them started in their vehicles. There's one nurse that I know for sure lives in her van. Well, I don't want to say I know for sure, but there's one nurse that I know that does like the van lifestyle. And so I wanted to talk to her, but the day that I did get to work with her was a really busy day. And so I didn't really get to kind of pick her brain. There's another tech that works at the hospital. She's African-American, and she's not African-American. She's African. And she lives in her van, I believe full time. She drives down to Portland for school, and then she comes back up on the weekends, I believe, to work at the hospital. So she lives in it full time. I kind of want to see her van, but I don't know if it would be rude to say, hey, can I see the inside of your home, basically. But I kind of want to see it because I wanted to get an idea. So today is the 22nd of June. So I've been living in my car now. I went back home for about a week last week. So for 5 days, I wasn't actually living in my car. So I think I started living in my car June 1st, and then I paused for the 5 days last week, and now I'm back in my car again. So it's been pretty weird. The hardest part to me, I think, would be kind of just finding some place to sleep during the day, because I work graveyard shift. It's kind of hard to like find some place to sleep during the day that's not like basically that's not like gonna interrupt my sleep. Yeah, so like I've been like sleeping kind of at the outlets, Walmart, truck stops. That's pretty much the only places I've been sleeping. One of my coworkers went away for this weekend, and she gave me her address to sleep in her driveway. So I didn't utilize that last night because I got called to work. But if I don't get called tonight or tomorrow, I will do that option. So that is an option. But yeah. And then another thing, like your car gets super dirty. Like my car has always been dirty. I don't know if anybody like knows me that's watching this video, but like my car is always dirty. But imagine my car dirty like times 25. Like your car gets super cluttered. I don't know if you can see, like that's like a towel, and then like the whole trunk area is kind of like stuffed with stuff, so you can kind of see it's overflowing. And then like my blanket and this, I don't know if you can see that little window thing right there. That thing is super annoying. So those are like magnetic window blocky thingies, curtains. They're supposed to connect to the magnet underneath your window right here. But like while you're sleeping, you like may accidentally kick it and it just kind of drops down. Like my windows are tinted, so no one can really see in my car, but sometimes like people are parked directly next to me, especially at the like rest stops where I go up north, and sometimes it's pretty annoying. So when I wake up and there's no curtain, I'm just like, oh my god. Like I did order a bed, like a little mattress that was like portable. to put like in the trunk area, because my seats go forward and then it makes for like a really big trunk that starts from like my driver's seat all the way back. But I gave it back to Amazon because I thought it was going to raise me up higher. And I think like sleeping in your car is not really legal. I think it's more legal if you have like an RV or an actual truck, but I think living in your car is not like legal. So I didn't want to like make it obvious that I was in my car. Like a lot of the videos that I've watched on YouTube for people that live in their car, it's a lot of people that actually do this. Like you'd be surprised like how many people are actually living in their car and saving so much money. But there's one girl that I follow. Actually, there's one girl that I follow, but there's another girl that I actually just started watching her videos. But there's one girl that I follow that lives in her car full time. The only difference between her and me is that she's traveling from state to state and she works, you know, via her computer, so she can do that. So when you're traveling from state to state, it's a lot easier to find places to sleep because you're not staying there full time. You're just kind of there for the night or there for a few days and then you take off. But for me, because I live here, I'm like having to find places like often. And one of the rules was like to rotate the places that you sleep, like don't repeat the same place. So if you sleep here tonight, don't sleep here tomorrow. Maybe don't even sleep here for the next 2 to 3 days, like kind of rotate. And wherever you wake up at, like wherever you slept at, go as soon as you wake up. Don't hang out there after you wake up. Find another hangout spot. So you have to find like your day spots and your night spots to sleep. But sleeping at nighttime is fairly easy. Like if I don't get called and I'm just sleeping, that's fairly easy. Another thing that is kind of annoying, I don't know if anybody else suffers with like edema, but I have edema, and usually it kind of flares up when I'm working too long or sitting too long at work, and like sometimes my ankles will start to swell up. But for some reason now, I guess because I'm sitting in my car long term, like my ankles are swelling pretty much daily now. And so now it's becoming a more serious thing where I'm gonna have to actually make a trip to the doctor, and I really don't want to, because usually I'm fairly healthy, even though I'm like really chubby. Like I don't have major health issues. So this health issue is like really driving me insane. But I'm sure it's an easy fix, and I'm sure it's, not a big deal. I've had like labs before for it and it wasn't a big deal. So yeah, I don't know why I'm looking at it like I don't know. But I do wear compression stockings to work, but you can't wear compression stockings like all day long. So eventually you have to take it off and you're not supposed to sleep in them. So yeah. So that's my life right now. On July 1st, I am moving into a home. So this is kind of crazy, but so I found this apartment or house with other introverts, and that's exactly what I was looking for. That's super perfect. But this is like a sensory house. She called it like a sensory something house, where basically everybody in the house is like super quiet. Like it's a quiet house. She said that me working graveyard shift is not a problem as long as I'm respectful of the quiet times, which is after 10 p.m. She asked me like, if you're going to shower, if you can please shower before, your shift starts at 10, which is fine. I understand. So yeah, so the house is like a quiet house. I've been by twice, once to talk to her about moving in to do the application, and the second time to sign the lease. And each time I've gone, the house has been really quiet. And she said that most of the girls that live there, they just kind of stay to themselves, and that's kind of what I want. Like I'm not, I wasn't looking for a roommate situation to be friends. I was looking for a roommate situation to save on rent, and I kind of wanted to isolate into my room, and that's what everybody else is doing. So it's super perfect for me. But a lot of people that I tell, this to, they're like, oh my God, what? Like a sensory house. What does that mean? Like, what are you guys going to be doing? Like, why are they making you be quiet? And I'm like, this is the house I never knew that I needed. So I move in on July 1st, and this is the great part about the whole thing. The rent is $335 a month, and that includes utilities. So I'm gonna see what kind of crazy chicks these are, because I have a feeling that I'm gonna be living with like ghost or something. Like something is wrong and off with this house if it's only $335, because most of the roommate situations are like $650 and up. Like I mean up like $1,000 and more up for a room. So we're gonna see. And yeah. Oh, and my hair, I had some blonde, but last night I dyed it. Guys, so another thing before I go about living in your car, showering and using the bathroom. I got a Planet Fitness membership, so showers are not an issue, but sometimes I don't feel like working out. So now I have to like find ways to kind of be able to take a shower without doing a lot at Planet Fitness. And like some of the girls that I follow, they're just like, oh, just go and take a shower. Like, you pay $20 a month. Like, why does it matter that you want to take a shower? Like, just go in and take a shower. So yesterday was my first day going into the gym and not working out, but I did get like one of the hydro bed massages. So I just asked her, I was like, is it okay if I just come in to do a massage? I don't know why I asked for permission. I'm like, I'm the type of person, like, I don't want to get in trouble and I don't want to do the wrong thing. So I always will ask first, even if it's a stupid question. I'll still ask, because she was looking at me like, yeah, you can do whatever you want here. So I just did that, took a shower. I actually put the dye in my hair. So it's not a black dye. It looks like a black dye, but it's not a black dye. So it's like a really dark blue. And I put it in my hair to basically get rid of the blonde and to darken my hair color. Because I'm Muslim, I'm not supposed to dye my hair jet black, and that's a whole nother story if you guys want to Google like dyeing your hair jet black in Islam, so that you can see why. I used to dye my hair jet black, but after I find out something that I'm not supposed to do, I typically don't do it again. So I had to find an alternative color that would make my hair dark like black but not black. So we are allowed to dye our hair other colors except for black. That's the only exclusion. And so and my dreads are kind of coming in nicely. I don't know if you can really see in this light, but my roots are just not locking. So I don't know if you guys watched my other video about my dreads, but I had dreads previously before I started the freeform, and I combed them all out. And so when I put my hair in these like freeform locks, when I let them do what they want, my hair just naturally started locking itself again. It's like the hair memory that just knows that your hair was locked previously. So like right now, all of the ends are already hair that was locked previously. And so when I combed out the first set of locks that I had, it took a lot of my hair with it. So my hair is not thick naturally. So, you know, with the hair that left my head, it made my hair even thinner than it normally is. But it looks like right now my hair is trying to come back. The only thing is my roots are not locking that fast. But I do use conditioner in my hair, which is something that they say don't use. You see this one's trying to coming out. It's trying to come out. But I use conditioner in my hair, which is something that they tell you not to use, but I like my hair soft and curly, so whatever. But yeah, so this is my hair. I just have to put some oil in it and pop it. Anyway, I just gave you like a Ramadan update, a hair update, and a house update all in one. I'm gonna attach some videos. I don't know if you guys want to see this space or like how I sleep basically at night, but if I was gonna do this long term, I would get some better curtains, because those little magnetic curtains are so annoying. I wish I could set up the camera and show you like how annoying it is to set that up. Like, it's supposed to be like an easy snap 1-2, you just put it up to the metal and it like attaches, but yeah, no. Anyway, I don't know what else to talk about. Yeah. And don't judge me in the comments. Don't say like, oh my God, like, why are you living in your car? What's the big deal? I had one nurse already. I was talking to her, and I always talk to her about stuff, and I don't know why, because she's like really judgmental sometimes. But I was talking to her about living in my car, and she's just like, I don't understand why Americans do stuff like this. Like, why are you living in your car? Like, she got really angry and offended that I was making a choice to live in my car to save money until I found a roommate situation. Like, you're not paying my bills. Like, I'm tired of paying $1,400 a month for rent. Like, why am I even explaining anything to you? Like, who are you? So I went back to work and saw her again. And like, because my job, is on call, and I go to different ERs. Sometimes I don't get to go to the same ER often. So the ER that she did the judging at, like I only go there maybe once every 2 weeks, once every 3 weeks. So when I saw her again like 2 weeks later, she's like, oh, what's the update on your housing situation? And so I just lied and I told her I was staying in an Airbnb. But bitch, I'm not paying for no Airbnb. Like, I'm not. That's ridiculous. Like, I'm gonna pay almost rent trying to live in an Airbnb for the whole month. Like, that's ridiculous. So I just was like, yeah, I'm staying in an Airbnb. Girl, no. Last night I went into work and she was like, why are you coming from Arlington? They said that you didn't have any calls. Why are you up there? And I was like, oh, I'm staying in an Airbnb. I was sleeping at the rest stop. But I said I was in an Airbnb, and she's like, oh, okay. And like, she turned to another girl and said, she's homeless. I was like, bitch, I am not homeless. Don't be telling nobody that. Okay? She pissed me. Like, how do you manage to piss me off in like 5 minutes? Like, I just walked in the door. Like, I literally just walked in the door. And she's like, she's homeless. Like, this girl doesn't even know nothing about my life, and you're telling her, like, I'm about to go. But anyway, I just wanted to do a check-in because I know people are like, well, you're not uploading any videos. And like, I'm trying, but like Ramadan really threw me off. And like, you know, being in my car and trying out this new lifestyle has really thrown me off, you know. And so I haven't been doing much of anything except working and sleeping. And I've also been watching less TV. So I don't know why my TV life has gone down the drain. But anyway, I need to finish popping my hair and putting some oil in it. And then I might go to Ross before I go to sleep. So we'll see. Anyway, bye guys.